Today is day 3 of the 7-day live video challenge hosted by the one and only Mr. Pat Flynn. And I come to you tonight with nothing super prepared on paper, but I do come to you with the topic that I want to talk about. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is April Roga, aka April 2.0, and I'm known as the Business Friendship Facilitator, your BFF. And the reason I share that with you, because I don't think I have on day 1 or 2, but tonight I especially want to share that with you because I'm going to talk about business friendships. What's a business friendship, April? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I'm going to tell you. Business friends are friends who have business in common. And oftentimes, business friendships are a lot easier to, what's the right word? Because remember, I'm not polished. I'm not polished in this. I don't want to be perfect in this. You're going to hear me, by the way, in real time, because this is part of my getting back in the swing of things. You're going to hear me think out loud. It's okay with you, right? If I think out loud? Okay, good. I'm glad we're all on the same page. So business friends, I believe, are easier to build, nurture, because you already have business in common. And you probably have a lot of similarities in the people you follow, the approach you take in your business from a marketing perspective, a branding perspective. And it's probably something you're really passionate about. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in business. Yes? So I want to share with you some things tonight about how I seek business friends, how I attract business friends, and how I communicate with business friends. And for the sake of this conversation, to keep it brief, I will say friends from this point out. But we know we're talking about business friends. And if somebody new joins us, then I will explain that. One of the things I want to point out first is that when we're children, and we are, as our parents used to say, go outside and make some friends, April, Roy. And what does that mean, make a friend? You can't make someone be your friend, but you can show up in such a way that you are in a befriending stage. And you can ask the other person, do you see me as your friend? I think a lot of people assume, and you know what they say about assuming. I think a lot of people say, friend, hi, friend. And they don't even check with you first to see if you see them as a friend. And right there, right off the bat, communication falling apart because you didn't confirm. And oftentimes, especially when we're children, but also when we're adults, I have a feeling my child is going to come in here again. Oh my gosh. Lord. Babe. Do something with the child. Can't. Okay, so when we are children and we are on the playground, or we're in the classroom, or we're at church, wherever we are, we already have an environment that we share that brings us together. And that is what I would call an assigned friendship. When you befriend people that are on the playground, in the workplace, and so on, because you have to be there for whatever reason. If you're in school, you have to be there. Same thing as an adult. When you're an adult, you might be, like I said, in a work environment, and those are okay. Those are good, but they're not great. What's a great friendship is the ones that are aligned. And that's really what I want to get into tonight. So I would love for you to think about the people that are in your sphere right now. The people who are those you consider your current friends. Are they assigned or are they aligned? And if they are aligned, I would love to know. You can, if you're here on replay, you can drop it in the comments. What are some of the characteristics of those friendships that are aligned? Because if you're in an aligned friendship, then that means you have some things in common, things that light both of you up that you can talk about maybe for hours and hours and hours. And for me, so that you can get to know me a little bit better, when I'm in an aligned friendship, and because I'm talking about business friends, I really love to connect with people who, let me see if you can guess. I'll give you a second. Guess what it is that lights me up in a friendship based on what you already know about me on day 3. Okay, that's enough time. I love when people enjoy live streaming, especially as much as I do. It makes the friendship a lot easier for me because I know that that person already enjoys live streaming, hopefully. I know that they know a thing or 2 or 10 about what is involved in going live, the lighting, the techie stuff, the camera, how to show up on screen. Maybe they use Ecamm or StreamYard or some tool that allows you to go live. And I see, I'm not saying if you were here last night, I don't want to say I'll just repeat words. No, not just. I'll repeat words. I'm thinking about all the things that it entails to go live. Maybe you have to be prepared for when somebody else shows up to have a conversation with them. But most importantly, when you are in alignment with somebody else, you have a shared belief. A shared belief about what you're doing in the world, maybe how you're doing what you're doing in the world. Maybe it's intellectual, maybe it's spiritual. And guess what? If you don't understand people, then you don't understand business. And that's a quote from the one and only Simon Sinek. He's the why guy. Start with why. So why are you friends with the people you're friends with? And are you surrounding yourself with the right people? That's another great question to ask yourself. I would say, because I do this, I'm not telling you what to do. Little housekeeping tip. I will never tell you what to do. I will share with you my experience, my perspective, and you take that information and do whatever you will do with it. For me, I totally lost my train of thought. Oh my goodness. It's because my husband's here behind the scenes typing notes to me, love notes. Wow. Just lost it. Friends. We're talking about friends. See, okay, if you were here last night, I'm going to tell you exactly what's happening right now because this is who I am. Last night, we had a conversation about, or maybe it was 2 nights ago, my days are running together, a conversation about how 2 nights ago, get in my own head with my negative narrative about I'm not making sense right now. Nobody's going to care about this because I'm not even talking in a linear way right now. And so when I start having zagging thoughts in my head, I lose my train of thought. So for me, the type of people that I want to align with are people who show up consistently. They love live streaming. They love to talk about branding and marketing, and they're fun. Their energy is similar to mine. If we have shared beliefs about how to do what we do in business, like how to connect with other people, that's huge because then I don't have to explain too much to the other person. Man, I was really going to go somewhere with what I was saying before, and I don't know. I lost it. I think it was my son coming down here. Anyway, I didn't want to keep this super long. I wanted to really get into, instead of going with a structure, here's what I really wanted to go into. The way that I befriend people, because I don't see a lot of people doing what I'm doing. So I want to find out how you're connecting with people. I want to know how you make first contact. If there's somebody you're interested in befriending, are you sending them an email? Are you calling them on the phone? Hey, you don't know me, but probably not. This is the prop that keeps on giving. I'm just saying. Are you reaching out in a DM? Are you doing it only in text? I'm thinking of all the ways I've been approached in the befriending stage. But outside of cold DMs, I'm usually the one doing the outreaching. And here's how I do it. You can do this. I think you should do this, but I'm not telling you to do this. It's up to you. Reach out to a person that you have an interest in getting to know better. Hopefully, it's a business friend to be, somebody that you follow, that you're in a community with. If they are compatible with you, seemingly so, if what they're saying resonates with you and you want to see if you can go deeper with them, find out. Okay, I was skipping to step 2. So reach out to them. If you're going to do it in a DM on any platform that has audio, which I think pretty much all of them do. Not all of them, but pretty much all of them. If a platform has audio, use it. Use it, use it, use it. And here's why. Because that's something that not many people do. So if you make first contact using an audio message, you are going to stand out. I could almost promise you that. I will promise you that. I can't think of a single person who I've reached out to in an audio where I didn't stand out. And that is ultimately how I get on people's radar in a big way. Now, bonus points if you get on a person's radar using video. I've done that many times. Personalize the video. Don't do one of those generic, I could send this out to everybody type videos. I'm talking about you want to make contact with a person. You really want them to know who you are and that you care. Don't pretend to care. Actually care about them. Be interested in them and let them know so in your video. Now, Vanessa Van Edwards says, she's the body language expert that I talked to you about, I think, last night. Vanessa Van Edwards talks about how you can really get on somebody's radar and deepen the bond with a person when you pay them a compliment. And that's something that I have always naturally done. Why, you ask? Because I treat people the way that I want to be treated. And I also know that there's a lot of people who have thoughts throughout their day and they don't share them out loud. For instance, have you ever gone to the supermarket and you see a woman that is dressed nicely, her hair's done, her makeup's great, and you're thinking to yourself, wow, she's stunning. I love her hair. You think it, but you don't say it. So I am going to challenge you to going out in public, and the next time you see somebody that catches your eye, whether it's their appearance or something that they have done, a behavior that maybe they're out with their child and you are admiring the way that they are interacting and engaging and connecting with their child, and you're thinking to yourself, wow, that's so sweet. Let them know, especially since there's so many moms out there who don't receive praise, and a lot of them don't receive praise from their husbands. And it would be nice for them to hear it from somebody they don't even know. This is something that April 1.0, back in a decade ago, I never would have dreamed to do that because, that's too scary. But I'm not so scared anymore because I'm not thinking about me and how I might be perceived. I'm thinking, I bet that other person would love to hear this compliment that I have for them, and I don't want to keep it to myself. So people skills are super important when it comes to communicating with the right people that are usually way ahead of you on their entrepreneurial journey. And when you have these amazing communication skills, when you utilize the tools that we have nowadays on social media, you can be so charismatic. It's the warmth factor, the competence factor. It's the perfect blend of warmth and competence. But that's a quote that I heard from somebody who heard it from somebody. I can't remember the name of the lady. I heard it, though, from Vanessa Van Edwards, but she was quoting somebody else about charisma being warmth and competence, a perfect blend of that. But I modified it to say it's the perfect blend of connection and competence, because I thought, what does warmth really mean? Because we all might perceive that differently, but I believe that when you are connecting with somebody, when they can feel you, and on top of that, you're competent, I think that is very charismatic. Like right now, the way I'm speaking, the way that I am looking into the camera when I'm talking to you, my hand gestures, does it convey that we are connecting, even though you and I may not know each other yet? I'm smiling, I'm talking with you as if you are right in front of me right now. And you may very well feel a connection to me, even though you don't yet know me. So if you say yes to all of those things, you checked all of those boxes, and you think I'm competent, then you will deem me as charismatic. Hopefully. I was Susan Fisk. That's right. That would be my husband using my name. So Susan Fisk. She was the one who said the perfect blend of warmth and competence. I would agree. I would also say what I said because I want to drill down a little bit deeper. So going back to what I was talking about with making connection using audio in Messenger or sending a video, whether it's an email or inside of maybe Instagram Messenger or Facebook, Circle, School, the Discord. There's so many platforms now that have communities. Once you make that connection, be consistent and let the other person know your intent for reaching out. Find things that you believe you have in common. Roy and I call that, for those who don't know, because I haven't said it tonight, I assume you all came back from 2 nights ago, but you might be new. My husband is Roy Montero. And I lost my thought again. It's crazy. I think I'm live streaming too much. Not getting enough sleep. La, 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 la. Charisma. We're talking about charisma. By the way, there's 4 people that are watching. One of them's probably my husband. Who's here? Say me. Oh, yeah, that's what I was to see. Thank you, Lord. Me too. Roy and I call those me too moments. When you find those points of connection between 2 people. And some of those things, I'm going to give you some good tips here. Some of those things could be asking the obvious one, where a person was born, where they live now, whether or not they have kids, if they're married. Maybe it's that you've both been married 3 times. Maybe you both have a big age gap between you and your spouse. But really what you want to know is the other person's personality type. And you can, if you don't know yours, you can find that out by taking the Myers-Briggs assessment, not a test, because you can't pass or fail. Myers-Briggs assessment, and there's also the Enneagram. And for instance, for those who are familiar with both of those, if you'd like to know, my Myers-Briggs personality type is ESFJ. I am a helper. So I love to help people. And my Enneagram is a 2 with a 3 wing, which is essentially a helper. And you can find that both of those and other assessments at truity.com. You can also find out from the other person what their love language is. For me, it's words of affirmation. So tell me all the good things, y'all. All the good things. I want to hear it. Affirm me. Affirm me. I will be your bestie. You can go to 5lovelanguages.com. The number 5. I'm not going to type it because you'll hear my clickety clack. So if my husband, who is typing to me in the back chat over here, would type that somewhere, that'd be good. Yeah, find out where you have overlap. Find out where. There's so many things. So many people talk about the superficial stuff. So that's why I suggest personality type, love language, also birth order. I am an only child, and so I am super fascinated when I meet someone who is also an only child, because we are really rare. Thank you, babe. We are really rare. There's a lot of people who have at least one sibling. And I've met a lot of people who have 3 and 4 and sometimes 5. And when I meet somebody who's also an only child, it tells me a lot about them based on my own experiences. So I don't think that's something people talk about enough. Also, where you are in the birth order. If you are the firstborn, you were there in your household first amongst your siblings. And so who did your siblings follow when they were growing up? You, because you were the leader. Remember that game, Follow the Leader? Now, for me, I was a leader because there was nobody else. I was the first and the only. So I have a lot in common with people who are firstborn and, of course, an only child. And speaking of being an only child, because I'm going to use all this time for you all to get to know me, because if you're not here to have a conversation with me and I can't speak with you and ask you questions because you're not typing in the chat, well, then I'm going to let you know about me. And that way, if I say something that attracts you, you now know how to reach out to me to get on my radar. You send me a DM using audio and you will absolutely wow me. So, being an only child, I grew up with no siblings to learn from, no siblings to fight with, but also there was more time for me to observe other people. I wasn't focused on siblings. I was focused on the adults that were around me. And I invested a lot of time at my grandparents' condo in Fort Lauderdale when I was young. And they were always out at the pool with their friends. They were playing cards in the clubhouse. And I was always around the adults. So I observed them. I observed how they spoke to each other. And they oftentimes asked me a lot of questions. And that gave me an opportunity to answer them. And they didn't ask questions like, when I was, I don't know, somewhere between ages 7 and 11, that was when I was over there visiting with them. They would ask me questions that were way different as adults than my peers would have been asking me. So some might say I grew up a little bit faster than my peers. I would say different. I grew up differently. And I would observe how people said what they said, did what they did. And I was fascinated by that. And I really honed my skills when it comes to assessing body language. It doesn't mean that I am 100% sure of what you are thinking or why you're behaving the way that you are, but I am rarely off on my assessments, my discernment. But what I have learned is that when I want to know what another person is thinking or why they said what they said to me or to someone else, I will ask them. Because if I don't, there's always a question mark. Am I right? Am I not right? Am I thinking wrong? And I think this is where so many people go wrong in their friendship building. A lot of people make assumptions and they're certain in their minds, I know what they're thinking, but no, you may not. And so I always tell the people that I'm befriending right away, this is who I am. And if you have anything that you want to ask me, please do not hesitate. I will not be judgmental when I hear what you have to say. If I need a boundary set as I'm getting to know you, I will let you know what that boundary is, and you do the same. Anything that I think the other person might be thinking that's negative, I bring it to the forefront with them. And I do it in a loving and fun and funny way to make it not feel so heavy. And I believe that this has been working really great for me in my recent friendships. I have gone deep with several ladies very quickly within less than a year. I mean, I did it with them within weeks, but these are 3 friendships that only came into existence less than a year ago. And all of these relationships were founded within a DM. They weren't founded there. I shouldn't say that. They were nurtured there. I met all of these ladies, obviously not in a DM. I met them in different places, but I met 2 of them online and 1 I met in person, but I didn't at first meet her in person. And the way that I've been establishing these friendships and nurturing them has really worked for me. And I want to share it with other people because nowadays we live in a society where not many people are able to go out with friends anymore. I shouldn't say all, I mostly hear from others that they can't meet up because my kids have a soccer tournament, a football thing, a basketball thing, there's a recital, and we have online now. And a lot of people say, when we're talking about online, they'll say, but in real life, meaning offline, da 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 da. And I say offline and online are both real life. Because we don't meet belly to belly doesn't mean it's not real. It's up to each of us to discern from another person what is real. Because some people aren't real. They wear a mask. They act as if. And I could go super deep on business friendships. I've been talking for 34 minutes and I said a lot. So I am planning to put together an entire course, an online course around friendships, because I do my friendships differently than anybody I know. I'm sure there's probably some people out there that do as I do, but I haven't encountered them yet. And I'm a huge proponent of being honest with the other people. A lot of people think that they can hurt another person's feelings. That is not on you. You cannot hurt another person's feelings. Can they feel hurt? Yes. But they're allowing themselves to feel that way. That's a whole separate conversation. And there's a lot of people that are going to disagree with me, and that's okay. We can have that discussion another time. If I say something to my friend or friend to be, and I don't think they're going to feel hurt behind what I'm saying, doesn't mean that they're not going to feel hurt. But if they do, that's because of something that they're thinking, and they have not confirmed their thoughts with me, because I know what my intent was, and my intent was not to hurt that other person. And so it's really important to not talk past each other, to always check in with each other and say, if you're feeling some sort of way, you're making an assumption about what you think somebody's intent is, because maybe they're not clear, or ask them, did you just say da 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 da, and did you mean da 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 da? And most times you'll hear the other person go, oh, no, I didn't mean that at all. And you go, oh my goodness, how did I have that so wrong? So I really encourage you to get clarification, get confirmation from the people that you're meeting. I encourage you to be open and share your vulnerabilities. Don't share them with everybody, but when you're moved in a conversation that you're having and you're getting the vibe from the other person, you're vibing, you might be surprised that when you share something vulnerable with the person you are building this relationship with, they will mirror you. I've been doing that with a friend of mine, and we went deep fast. I don't believe she ever would have started talking about the deeper things of life if I didn't start talking about them first. So there you go. Yeah, I don't have anything else right now, because everything that I'm going to say is going to be super deep and we'll be here for hours. So I will wrap this up by reminding y'all, if you don't know, my husband and I have a free school community, and I have put the QR code. It's there, right? I don't know. Put it up on the screen, and you can click on that, or I don't have it prepared. Yes, I do. It's right there. aprilroga.com/gift will get you there. As I said, it's free. And we meet twice a week, except for tonight, because I canceled it because I'm super tired. Y'all, it's taken energy to do these live streams every night, because I have to exercise that muscle again. And I am very energized right now, but I promise you, as soon as this camera goes off, guess what's going to happen? Shh. So that's all I got, y'all. I feel like my husband's itching to talk, so I'm going to make the offer. Babe, if you're there, wink, wink, is there anything you would like to say, share? Go for it.
I am here, honey. I am not.
Microphone is super loud.
Okay. Let me back up a little bit, see if that helps. I like to share with people that I often share with my wife from the moment we met. It's been over 10 years now, that she is a great conversationalist. In the presence of another person or persons, in this case, as she is speaking from the stage, her virtual stage, her office, dedicated to both her 9 to 5 and her 5 to 9. And I am super, uber proud of her because she didn't start this way because she had some negative self-talk going on or a self-narrative going on. And a narrative is nothing more than what you say about yourself to yourself.
Wait,
and I know.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I have this thought that if anybody doesn't know you or how we do what we do, and you are audio only, and there's this voice coming out of their computer or their phone, they're like, where is that person? StreamYard has this cool feature that can make a person a narrator, and so they're not visible on the screen, but you can hear them. And so right now, he is not visible on the screen, but he's piped in through StreamYard. So carry on.
Thank you, hon. Think Charlie's Angels. I do this on purpose, with a purpose, for a purpose. I'm not going to get into it now. That could take another 30-odd minutes. I love doting on this woman, and I love complimenting her. And in the very beginning, she had issues receiving compliments from me and then even from other people. I think we have enough time, because this is important, that April share the last public compliment that she received in a restaurant that we enjoy going to. She's not going to. Okay, that's fine. We'll save it for another day. She's the boss.
It's not about me. It's not about me.
I understand, and that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is some people may see themselves in you because, right, babe, you are most uniquely qualified to serve that person that you once were. And so when we share, you and I, the person you once were, whether that was yesterday or over 10 years ago when we first met, that's important. And I know April has an aversion when she has other people talking about her or her talking about her story, her backstory, so that she can talk about her front story. I like to use play on words. Words matter. And that's basically her vision and what she wants to do in life and how she wants to show up in life for other people that she knows she can serve, because she had breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough in these areas. That's all I wanted to say, because April still has a few issues that haven't healed about receiving compliments. Klein beetje. That's Dutch for a little bit. I won't keep this long. or make it long. I'll keep it short and say that I adore my wife. I hope those of you listening have an adoring husband. If not, get in touch with April. Go to aprilroga.com/gift. I'll put it up again. And you can put up the QR code again if they want to take the QR code as well, because they may be watching it on their televisions. A lot of people do. Over 1 billion people watch YouTube on their televisions every single day. Oh, I could go into statistics and all the things, but that's what I want to say and share, is that April has taught me a lot. Hopefully I've taught her a lot as well and challenged her on all the right things. And yes, her feelings felt hurt along the way. I didn't hurt them. I don't have that kind of power, because if I did, and she told me, well, you just hurt my feelings, I would go, oh, feelings, be not hurt. Okay. No, you're all good, right, babe? So be careful what you say, be careful what you believe, and have a person in your life who knows the truth. And I'm pausing for emphasis. That's super important. Babe, thank you for allowing me to speak. I wasn't prepared. I didn't think that I needed to speak today. And there's no but. I don't want to wipe any of that out. And thank you so much, because even when I don't know what to say, I have something to say. Because I hate the word just. Don't say it, Roy. I will start speaking, and then one of my thoughts will lead me to another thought and another thought, because I am not an amateur who practices to get it right. I am a professional who practices to never get it wrong. And so I don't come with a prepared message. I am a prepared messenger, and so is April. And don't you guys forget that. Kidding. Over to you, babe. Thank you. I'm dropping off now.
Okay. My work here is done, y'all. I was going to keep it to 30 minutes, and here we are at 47. So, it is what it is. I do not script my words unless I need to remember something very specific. And I want this to be more of a conversation. So I cannot have a conversation when people are not chatting. Why am I talking like this? I do not know. We could talk about alter egos another day. Anyway, I do better when I know who I am speaking with or to. And otherwise, I use my own brain to decide what it is that I want to talk about. And I make assumptions based on what I think most people or many people think. And that might not apply to you. But if you don't tell me that doesn't apply to you, then I will never know. So anyway, listen, it's all good. Everything is good. We've had tech issues the first 2 nights when we were live streaming. And tonight was the first time I didn't have any tech issues. Praise God. Okay. And I have had work all day and multiples of Zoom calls and such, and I still show up. So I will leave you with this last unsolicited public service announcement. Take an audit of the people in your life, the people that you follow and learn from and invest time with, or maybe spend time with. And take an audit of where your time is being spent or invested as a whole. Because I hear a lot of people saying, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. I challenge you. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I have a child that, as you heard earlier, tends to roam around the house and do things that make no sense to me. He's on the autism spectrum. He's going to be 16 tomorrow. That's so exciting. He's non-speaking. He has apraxia, so he requires extra care at times. And I have a full-time job in the corporate world that is demanding. I've had my health issues. My husband's had his health issues. We're running to doctor's appointments. And yet I still make the time. I don't find it because it's the same 24 hours every day. I make the time. I carve out the time for the things that matter to me, for the things that I know will move the needle forward for me in my life. So do with that information what you will. In the meantime, I will see you back here tomorrow night, maybe a little more prepared than tonight and a little more refreshed. Tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for day 4 of 7. And if you have anything that you'd like to ask me, feel free to drop it in the comments. And if I know what they are tonight, I can speak to your comments tomorrow. But that is all for now. Have an amazing rest of your day. Mwah! Toodles.